Hi, Bill Jones from Turntastic Wood Designs. When doing wood turning, sharp tools are essential. If your tools aren't sharp, it's impossible to get a smooth surface on your wood, and it can be dangerous. When you think about it, as the wood's turning at sometimes up to 3,000 rotations per minute, and all that material you take away, you're actually carving out miles of wood. So you have to know how to sharpen your tools. There's not enough time really to send them off to be sharpened by somebody else, because you should really sharpen your tools a couple of times, maybe 3 times, during each bowl that you turn. So I wasn't very good at sharpening when I started, so I was a little nervous about that. But fortunately, there are some resources available that help you have sharp tools that even a guy who's not very good at sharpening can use. And I'll show you some of those next. One way to deal with sharp tools is to look into these carbide tipped tools. This one is by an outfit called Easy Wood Tools. And no, this is not a sponsored video. This is a pretty good little tool. They come with a really stout, heavy stainless steel shaft, and there's a replaceable tip that is carbide. These carbide tips here, I'll try and show it on camera. See if I do a good job with there we go. These, let me get it to focus. These replaceable tips here stay sharp a really, really long time and allow for making it easy, and they're quite easy to use. They're a little bit expensive, but I think they're well worth the price. You can do an awful lot with one of these carbide tip tools. However, I don't think they're right for every situation. So if you do have bowl gouges, I'll show you how I sharpen those next. What I've got here is a slow-speed bench grinder with 8-inch wheels, and I'm using the Wolverine Jig. There are several videos out on YouTube that will show you how to make your own Wolverine Jig if you want to. Captain Eddie Castellan, I think, has one. I went ahead and bought the commercial model. I found it was worth it. It allows you to have consistency, which is really important. I've got a bowl gouge here, and a little trick that I do is I take a Sharpie and I look at the edge here that has already been ground down, and I cover that up with marker, Sharpie. Then I set the length of my jig to lay the cut edge of the gouge on the wheel, and then I just spin it by hand and see where it took away marker. And if it took away all the way from the bottom to the top, then I know I'm consistent with what I was ground the last time. I'm a little bit wider on the bottom than I am the top here, so I'll need to move this out just a touch and try it again. And there, I'm good. I have a consistent line all the way. Make sure I lock it down. And all I have to do is turn on my low-speed grinder, let it build up to speed, and then just rock it. Two or 3 times, and I have a really good, sharp roughing gouge right here. Now for a bowl gouge, the wings are swept back on the gouge, so a straight turn like that won't really work to sharpen that. I've darkened this guy up already with a Sharpie, the same way I did with the last one. So there's an additional doodad that works with that Wolverine Jig. And again, you set it up the same way you did before, where you check to see that you're, I need to pull that out a little. Try it again. Pull it out a little more. I'm in pretty good shape. And this makes a pivot point in your Wolverine jig that allows you to get those swept back wings. And there I have a nice sharp bowl gouge that will really do the number on anything I throw at it. Well, I hope this short video has helped a little with your questions that you may have had about sharpening lathe chisels. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you and answer any questions that you may have. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me out. And as always, thanks for watching.